And we're here with Tom McCarthy, the captain of the Yale football team, and it was announced at the team banquet on Sunday, right after the Harvard game, that you were the captain, and you didn't know that until it was announced. So when Tom Williams said the captain, Tom McCarthy, what were your thoughts?
It was all kind of surreal. When they announced it, I was sitting in my seat, and I actually froze up for a few seconds, and I think it was Max Newton was sitting to my left. He's like, Tom, stand up, acknowledge it. So it took me a few seconds to gather my thoughts. It was overwhelming at first, but I gathered myself, and it was a great honor to get up there in front of my teammates and from the families of Yale football, and accept the honor of being football captain.
One of the things you said was, enjoy the break, because when we get back, we're going to work, and now you're back. So talk about your goals and objectives as you start this leadership, this team.
Well, obviously the biggest goal and objective is to win the 2010 Ivy League football championship, and I think we're off to a great start. We have optional team workouts this week that started last week actually, and attendance was about 95%, which is an astoundingly high number for optional workouts. And these aren't ordinary workouts; these are really tough workouts that'll test your mental and physical toughness. So we've had great performances in the weight room. Guys are working hard, and it's a great start to the upcoming off season.
I caught a glimpse from the banquet when you were announced as the captain. Caught a glimpse of your father, and his face kind of said it all, how proud he was. And he's been there. You had a brother who played here, and now he's been here as you play here, and on the sidelines and taking pictures. And I know he's really into Yale football, so it must have been a bit extra special to have him so involved.
Yeah, a few years ago, my brother came into Yale football as a freshman football player, but I was still in high school, so my dad stayed in New Jersey to take pictures of my high school team. But as I came here, both of his kids were playing Yale football. So Yale football has really become a family event for our family. And this past season, my mom was on the sidelines helping my dad carry around his extra camera. So, Yale football, it runs through the McCarthy bloodline right now. And it's a great feeling.
And talking about the bloodlines, there's a proverbial bloodline of captains here at Yale, and it's a tradition that only one person gets voted captain each year. And you're a fifth-year senior who is captain, and the last fifth-year senior who was a captain, you were a freshman on that team. That was Chandler Henley, and that team won the Ivy League championship. So I think that's a good omen. But what have maybe you picked up from some of the captains that you've been here under?
Each captain has a different style. When Chandler came in, or when I came in and Chandler's captain, he really focused on the team. So actually, I've been talking to Brent Hollander, the captain, the following year when we went 9-1, and he gave me Chandler's number. So I'm going to talk to Chandler to see how he handled being captain while being a redshirt and not being enrolled in the spring semester while being captain. So, and then with Bobby and Paul, they were lead by example guys. They were very passionate players. So I'm going to take a little of everything from the captains, and they all brought something different to the table. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to keep being myself.
Now, as I understand it, you're not going to be in school this spring, but you're not going to be too far away either.
That's right. I'll be working at Soundview Capital. It's a New Haven investment firm. So I'll be in New Haven. I'll be around the teammates, but I'm going to be limited with how involved I can be. I can't work out with the team. I can't do spring ball. So I need to find that perfect medium of being involved, but still abiding by the NCAA regulations of not being too involved.
So therefore, these next few weeks here before that semester ends are a very important part.
Yeah, until for the remainder of the fall semester, I'm still a Yale student athlete, so I can participate in all the workouts. But when the second semester rolls around, I'm not going to be as involved. So it's going to be up to the rising senior class, the current junior class, to take control and lead the team.
I think that transitions to a good point. I mentioned before it is just one captain at Yale, but that doesn't mean it's just one leader. And with you not being to be able with the team, there's going to need to be other leaders too. Talk about the group of guys who you have around you as kind of support.
Yeah, I said this at the banquet. The junior class has a lot of great players and great leaders. It actually took us 3 rounds of voting to reach one captain. After the first round, there were 4 names on 4 finalists, and then after that, we still need to go a 3rd round of voting. So, top to bottom, it's a very talented class, and more importantly, it's a hardworking class that are full of good teammates and good leaders.
Sometimes teams get branded with an identity, and the Chandler's team in 2006. It was under Jack Sidlecki, but it's kind of known as Chandler's team. The captain sometimes takes ownership for it, and certain characteristics attach themselves to that. What would you like, the 2010 Bulldogs to be described as when someone is explaining why they won the Ivy League championship?
Oh man, I really haven't thought that far ahead, but one thing I want our team to be next year, is tough, a really tough team, a hardworking team, and we showed signs of that this year. Even though we won 4-6, every game we were fighting, and in every game but the Lafayette game, we were just a bounce here, one play here away from winning the game. So even till the end when we were down, we had guys playing really hard. So if we can keep that up, we'll be a more talented and experienced team next year. So hopefully that'll help lead the way to 2010 Ivy League championship.
Do you have a favorite moment in Yale uniform so far to this date?
Winning the Ivy League championship freshman year was pretty special, but I guess I wasn't in uniform because that was when I was physically unable to compete. So I guess I wasn't really in uniform for that. But one of the moments that really sticks out is the Columbia win this year. That really was a roller coaster game, and to win a game like that, that's something we're going to be talking about 30 years from now when we come back for class reunions.
Gosh, that sure was a thriller, 23-22 down at Columbia. And I guess the last question before we let you go is, you are a defensive lineman, and a proud one at that. And Coach Dwayne Brooks has been here now 13 seasons on the defensive line, and he's had 5 captains. What's he doing?
I really don't know what he's doing, but whatever he's doing it right. What is that? He's had almost 40 in his tenure here at Yale. He's had almost 40% of the captains. I think there are 7 or 8 positional groups, and so the D-line is just about an eighth of the positional group. So, I don't know what he does. Maybe he instills a work ethic and a toughness in the D-line that players respond to. But whatever he's doing it right.
All right, well, you've done something right, too, and we thank you for joining us, Tom, and best of luck to you and the Bulldogs. And that's Tom McCarthy, the captain of the Yale football team.